Chapter 61 Get Rich in One Day. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In these 5 hours, he has gained a lot. Not to mention the essence and residual soul contributed by the bull demon that has been continuously attacking the hurricane field for 3 hours, even the Vajra dragon bull has exploded a fighting spirit. That's a monarch-level war spirit. There are hundreds of millions of commander-level spirits. Sovereign-level war spirits are priceless treasures. I've never seen anyone put them up for auction. Now he's going to get rich. No, what is this? That when the Vajra dragon ox died, the hurricane demon Peng had loosened its claws, and he saw that the originally shining diamond skin on the Vajra dragon ox had lost its original luster, and all that luster was concentrated on the patch on its chest. On skin like dragon scales. Could it be, alien scale? Qin Chen breathed quickly and reached out to touch the scales that were still warm. The Vajra dragon cow has the blood of the dragon clan, which means it has symbolic dragon horns and whiskers. Unexpectedly, it also has dragon scales, the reverse scales of the dragon. This is the top material for making armored magic equipment. Although the monarch-level Vajra dragon ox is vulnerable to the hurricane demon Peng, it can only be said that the hurricane demon Peng is too strong. It cannot be said that the Vajra dragon ox is weak. If it were replaced by as for human mages, ordinary super-level first-level mages cannot break through the defense of the Vajra dragon bull. Feng Peng, help me dissect this big guy. Be careful not to damage the materials on it. Qin Chen said hello, and the hurricane demon Peng was in a good mood, so he directly helped him. The sharp claws carried the power of the hurricane, and cutting the material on the Vajra dragon ox was like cutting tofu, without any pressure. After the dissection was completed, he carefully packed up all the materials and flesh of the Vajra dragon ox and put them in the wand and sword for storage. For a monarch-level demon, the whole body is a treasure, and the flesh and blood can feed the summoned beast. Materials can be sold and used to create magic tools. After finishing dealing with the Vajra dragon cow, Qin Chen looked at the corpses of the bull demons. When the Vajra dragon cow died, all the bull demons were scared away by the hurricane demon rock, but the corpses of the bull demons left on the hillside were visible at a glance. They were all corpses, and the blood dyed the hillside red, like a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. Even Qin Chen, who had experienced big storms, felt his scalp numb at first glance, but for the sake of money, he had to overcome his heart, go to the corpses, and collect them one by one. This collection lasted 3 hours. God knows how many corpses he collected, at least 100,000. Anyway, he couldn't count them, and he confiscated those badly dismembered corpses, otherwise, he wouldn't be able to collect them all even if he had 3 more hours. Hey, what's going on? But when Qin Chen wanted to go back to the hillside to follow the hurricane demon Peng, he found that the blood on the hillside was actually being absorbed into the same place. With curiosity, he followed the direction of the blood flow and saw an astonishing scene. There was actually a blood pool. In the center of the blood pool, there was an extremely thick blood-colored vine. The main vine was absorbing the blood in the pool. Blood, and the branches and vines are constantly branching around, absorbing the lotion into the blood pool. Vampire vine, seeing this situation, he finally knew what was causing trouble. It turned out to be the vampire vine, a plant that specializes in absorbing the blood of living creatures. These plants will independently absorb blood to support themselves. When the vampire vine grows to the monarch level, is when they are at their most powerful. Within its domain, as long as it is not restrained, almost no demons can beat the vampire demon Tang. It is a fearsome sight in the wild. Of a plant. This vampire vine absorbed so much blood from the bull demon and turned into a leader-level plant demon. Fortunately, I didn't go through it, otherwise my words would have been in danger. But it just so happens that my plant system can absorb this vampire demon to enhance the power of the plant system. It can also be used to cover up the innate ability of life draining. Qin Chen's eyes lit up when he looked at the vampire demon Tang. His plant-type seed devourer can not only absorb the effects of spiritual seeds and soul seeds, but also absorb the abilities of plants in nature. For example, This vampire demon Ting can being absorbed into his plant system, giving his plant system a blood-sucking effect and enhancing the plant system itself. Now his plant system is equivalent to a small spirit species, which can increase the power of plant system magic by 2 times. If he can absorb this vampire vine, it can increase his plant system magic by at least 2.5 times or even 3 times. Vampiric effect. Feng Peng, help me cut down the vines. After returning to the hillside, Qin Shen asked the hurricane demon Peng to take action again, and a wind blade cut off the roots of the vampire demon Peng. It's a spirit again, so lucky, that when the vampire demon Ting died, he saw a blood-colored essence floating out from the roots of the vampire demon vine, and he was immediately excited. It was a commander-level essence, worth at least 100 million. Feng Peng, you are really my lucky star. After Qin Shen put away the broken vampire vine, he flew back to the head of the hurricane demon Peng, and then asked the hurricane demon Peng to help him find a human city to send him back. He absorbed the blood-sucking demonic vines from above into his plant system. After the absorption was completed, as expected, his plant system had reached the peak of the spiritual species, tripled the power of plant system magic, with the effects of blood-sucking and thorns. It was awesome. This time, I really got rich in one day. I gained so much energy and remnant. I won't be short of money in a short time. But when he calmed down and looked at the essences and remnants in the wand sword, he was shocked. Not to mention the essences that were condensed later, even the essences that exploded were very large. Those bull demons, hundreds of thousands died, even the slave-level spirits exploded to almost 1,500, the warrior-level spirits also had more than 150, and the commander-level spirits plus the blood-sucking demon Tang had a total of 3. If he really sells them all, the total amount will be at least more than 6 billion. It can be said that he is really rich. As for the essence, if possible, it's best not to sell it. Just sell the demon corpse materials. Maybe the essence will be of great use in the future. After calming down, he gradually regained his sense for money. In this world, there are many things that cannot be bought with money. Those truly precious things are beyond the scope of money purchase. If you need to spend money in the early stage, demon materials, that's good. Anyway, he has collected so many demon corpses this time. If he only sells slave-level and warrior-level demon corpses, it will be enough for him to spend. There are many essences that explode, and even more essences are condensed, and the quality of these bull demon residual souls is very good. About 50 residual souls can be condensed into one essence. If it were those giant-eyed fishy souls, if the remaining souls of monsters like rats are needed, it would take 70 or even 100 to condense one soul. This time, there are more than 2,000 slave-level souls and about 200 warrior-level souls. There were no commander-level ones. The main reason was that those commander-level bull demons were too smart and did not come forward to die. Only 8 commander-level bull demons died in total, and the other commander-level bull demons ran away directly. Without further ado, he directly strengthened all his magic system stars, except the summoning system, the other 3 magic systems to the 5th level of the intermediate level. There is not much else, but more energy and willfulness. After strengthening the Xingzi, he counted the number of essences he now had. First of all, there were 2,050 slave-level essences and 50 general-level essences. The number of slave-level essences that exploded was 1,500. There are 150 warrior-level spirits, 3 commander-level spirits, and 1 monarch-level spirit. Chapter 62, Giving Munujiao a Great Plant Spirit Seed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ouch! The hurricane demon Peng roared, and then a cyan feather appeared in front of Qin Shen. This feather was somewhat similar to the Suzaku feather, but completely different. The Suzaku feather represented the heat and warmth of the flame, and this feather it represents a hurricane of destruction. You mean I can summon you through this feather, and you can find me through this feather? Qin Shen confirmed that if this was true, it would be very useful to him. He was worried about how to find the hurricane demon Peng again in the future and ask for its help. Unexpectedly, the hurricane demon Peng actually came to his door. But what Qin Shen doesn't know is that in the future, instead of him looking for the hurricane demon Peng, the hurricane demon Peng will often come to him. Ouch! The hurricane demon Peng answered Qin Chen's question affirmatively, and at the same time reminded him that the human city has arrived. You restrain your aura and just put me down in a deserted place on the outskirts of the city. That when he heard that there was a human city, he quickly asked the hurricane demon Peng to restrain himself. You must know that the size of the hurricane demon Peng was really too big. Even if he had never seen the corpse of the black snake in the mountain peak, in terms of size, I am afraid that the black snake is still a mountain peak. The body of the giant rock is not as big as the hurricane demon rock. As the saying goes, the wings of the rock are thousands of miles away. This sentence is not just blown. The wings of the Depeng are the largest among birds. If Depeng's body is really discovered by people in the city, it will inevitably cause endless panic. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, it is better to restrain himself. Ouch! Listening to Qin Chen's words, the hurricane demon Peng did not show its momentum, but chose to keep a low profile. After flying to a deserted place, Qin Chen flew down from the hurricane demon Peng. Next time you come to see me, if I'm in the city, don't go directly into the city to come to me. If you contact me through feather outside the city, I will go out to find you. Before the hurricane demon Peng left, he specifically warned him that he was afraid that the hurricane demon Peng would break into the magic city next time. There are many forbidden curse mages in the magic city. If they are really intercepted by the forbidden curse mages, they may not be able to escape at the speed of the hurricane demon rock. Ouch! With a long roar, the hurricane demon Peng left here. After entering the city, use mobile phone navigation to first take a train to a city with an airport, and then return to the magic city through the airport. Ah! It's still comfortable in my own little golden nest. After returning to the magic city, he immediately returned to the small golden nest he rented near the school. Unfortunately, he could not see the charming scenery when he came back this time. You're back. After hearing the commotion, Munujiao walked out of the room and happened to see Qin Chen lying on the sofa. At this time, Munujiao was dressed very coolly, with green hot pants and blue silk suspenders, which revealed her slender white jade legs, exquisite collarbones, tender white skin, and slender waist, as well as her delicate waist. With her beautiful face and long burgundy hair, she looks exactly the same even if she stands next to Munujiao. It can only be said that they are different in their own way. However, Munujiao's ice and snow queen-like personality arouses men's desire to conquer. Munujiao's school beauty like Munujiao is naturally very attractive. Seeing Qin Chen's familiar and fiery gaze, Munujiao knew that her outfit today was a little bold, but she still didn't go back to change it. She just didn't dare to look at Qin Chen, so she sat down on the sofa as well. Have you seen enough? However, Munujiao found that this man's gaze actually stayed on her for a whole minute without restraining himself. This was a bit too much. No, Munujiao, you are so beautiful, I can't get enough of you. Qin Chen subconsciously said what was in his heart. What did you say? Munujiao was naturally very happy when others praised her, but she was not allowed to show happiness on her face and mouth. Are you an intermediate mage? Qin Chen looked at Munujiao's cultivation and said. Humph, of course. During the time you were away, I worked hard to break through to the mid-level mage, and I also awakened the second system of magic, the wind system. Munujiao raised her little head and showed off a little arrogantly. That's really good. I promised you before that I will give you a great plant-type spiritual seed when you reach the intermediate level. Here, this is the iron magic vine. It can increase plant-type magic by 2.5 times and increase the flexibility of plants by 3 times. Which is said to be comparable to steel, so it suits you very well. Qin Chen took out the great plant spirit seed he bought from the Imperial Capital Auction House and gave it to Munujiao seriously. No, I can't have it, it's too precious. It's a lie to say she doesn't want it. She has just been promoted to an intermediate mage not long ago, and the family has not arranged a spiritual seed for her at all. Even if it is arranged, it will not be a big spiritual seed, but this spiritual seed is Qin Chen. Yes, her previous relationship with Qin Chen was not enough for Qin Chen to give her such a precious thing. Although she really wanted this great plant-type spiritual seed, she still couldn't accept it. If you don't want it, then I'll see the girls off. Qin Chen deliberately joked. No, absolutely not. However, when he heard that Qin Chen wanted to give this great plant spirit seed to other girls, he subconsciously retorted. You don't want it anymore, why can't I send it to other girls? Qin Chen continued to ask. No, it just won't work. Seeing Qin Chen's smiling face, she didn't know that she had been deceived. Munujiao was so angry that she could only grit her teeth. Then do you want me to say goodbye to the other girls? It's your choice. Qin Chen asked here. Yes, I don't want it for nothing. Munujiao took the spiritual seed directly this time and no longer gave Qin Chen a chance to give it to others. Practice hard, and when you reach the intermediate level of the wind system, I will give you a great wind system spirit seed. Qin Chen continued after seeing Munujiao's plant system spirit seed. Why? Why are you so nice to me? Munujiao looked at Qin Chen in confusion. She didn't understand why the man in front of her put so much effort into her body. He gave her a plant-type spirit seed as soon as he asked for it, and also promised her a wind-type spirit seed. A large spiritual seed, at least one of which costs between 20 million and 30 million. Even a big family would not invest such resources in a mid-level mage, unless it is the genius that the family focuses on cultivating. There are so many geniuses in a family. Even if Munujiao is top-notch in the Mu family, the family will not invest in themselves like Qin Chen. If you want to get the family's resources, you must contribute to the family, and the more resources you get from the family, the deeper the connection with the family will be in the future. A girl like her, once she has too deep contact with the family, will not even be able to have her own marriage in the future. Control, this is the tragedy of being a family disciple. Munujiao saw the relationship between the family and its disciples early on, so she did not accept the education of the family. She went to the experimental middle school to go to school and was admitted to university through her own efforts instead of relying on the family's training and recommendations. Because she wants to control her life and doesn't want to be bound by her family. P.S. Readers who like this book can vote for recommendation or invest in this book at Qidian. Thank you. Chapter 63 Xiao Tianju's family has a mine. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I still know something about the disciples of the big family. The more resources you get from the family, the greater the constraints on yourself. I don't want you to be unable to control your own happiness in the end. I want you to be able to choose to be with the person you like, rather than being arranged by the family to marry someone you don't like. If you want to avoid being controlled by the family, you cannot accept too many family resources, and more importantly, you must have a certain amount of resources. Strength. Qin Chen looked at Munujiao sincerely and said, this bold and euphemistic declaration moved Munujiao's heart. The first love affair at the age of 17 or 18 is the most sincere moment of love. At this time, Qin Chen broke into her life and was still worried about everything. After thinking about it, she was even willing to spend a huge amount of resources on her. It would be a lie to say that she was not moved. What's more, isn't this equivalent to saying that Qin Chen wants her to choose the person she likes, which is Qin Chen himself? This was the first time Munujiao heard such a confession-like speech. Thank you. Munu's beautiful eyes were slightly red, and crystal tears were gestating in her pupils, as if they might shed at any time. However, she has not really left the family yet, and she does not dare to accept Qin Chen's heart. This love can be buried in the heart. After saying that, Munujiao was afraid that she would cry, so she turned around and ran back to the room, closed the door, and leaned behind the door. When she was alone in her room, even as strong as she was, she couldn't help but shed tears. This kind of life in which the future is not controlled by herself, and she cannot even decide her marriage, really makes her feel helpless and aggrieved. Others envy the disciples of the aristocratic family, but how do they know that the disciples of the aristocratic family also have difficulties, especially for girls? Even more cruel, Many women from aristocratic families have become marriage tools for their families and have lost their life's happiness. My freedom must be controlled by myself, that she finally met someone she likes and doesn't want to give up. She will definitely not let her family dictate her marriage in the future. Qin Chen didn't know that his small tactful confession made Munujiao so determined. He didn't know whether he should be happy or helpless when he found out. In fact, according to his thoughts, he would definitely be determined in the future. It will surpass the Mu family, and by that time, the Mu family will probably be eager to send Munujiao to him. Hey, I'm still too anxious. I just came back and forced my canary to go into seclusion. It's your own fault. Qin Chen's current mental power can easily detect what Munujiao is doing. After a period of venting, Munujiao turns her unwillingness into motivation, integrates plants' spiritual seeds, and practices hard. Since then, Munujiao has practiced very hard, either in retreat or practicing. She didn't even cook. Qin Chen ordered takeout for her. Munujiao, I have to go home. If you live alone, you have to take good care of yourself. You need to relax during cultivation. Don't push yourself too hard. After finishing the meal, Qin Chen said with concern. Well, I understand, go ahead and be careful on the road. Munujiao smiled gently and said that she always felt that Munujiao had been a little gentler to him since then, but after being reckless last time, Qin Chen didn't dare to go too far in a short period of time. Riding Xiao Tianju, he quickly returned to his home. He first put Xiao Tianju and Xiao Dijuan in the garden to play, and then took out the key, opened the door and walked in. Unexpectedly, his father Qin Shuang came back. Chener is back. Have you eaten yet? At this time, Qin Shuang's mother Li Yu also walked out of the kitchen and hung her apron beside her. Apparently she had just finished washing the dishes. I've eaten. Qin Chen replied. Why are you back? Are you causing trouble again? Qin Shuang asked. Hearing this, Qin Chen couldn't help being speechless. His father used to love him more, but since he went to school, he began to dislike him. Every time he thought he was causing trouble, he ran home to seek refuge. He even wished that he didn't go home. Why are you talking? Next time you talk like this, you can cook and wash the dishes yourself. Li Yu glared at Qin Shuang and said angrily, sure enough, the one who could cure Qin Shuang was his own mother. When Li Yu glared at her, Qin Shuang's unhappy tone disappeared without a trace. Mom still loves me. Qin Chen took advantage of the situation and walked behind Li Yu to squeeze her shoulders to show his filial piety. Chener, if you have anything to say, Mom will definitely help you. Li Yu smiled knowingly and said, Jie is like a mother. As a mother, she naturally knows a thing or two about what Qin Chen is thinking. Hey, Mom is smart. Recently, I met someone from a hunter group and wanted to help them sell demon corpses. However, I have no sales in this area, so I want to ask Mom if you have any vendors who buy demon entities. Qin Chen stated his intention tactfully. He did not dare to tell his parents that he went to hunt monsters alone in the wild, and he did not want his parents to worry about him. You have to ask your dad about this. When he was not doing his job, he formed a hunting group to hunt monsters in the wild. He often engaged in this kind of selling business. There should be many wild ways. Li Yu looked at Qin Shuang and said, as if she was saying, don't you see that your son needs help? Still not taking action. Ahem, Chener, please contact this person. He specializes in purchasing demon corpses. He has people in some big cities across the country. The demon corpses brought back from the wild can be purchased without traveling too far. Trafficking. Being spoken so negatively by Li Yu had affected his image after all, so Qin Shuang directly gave Qin Chen his contact information. Chener, I see that your aura has become much stronger. Has your summoning system reached the intermediate level? Li Yu asked with concern. Emperor Yan was a contracted beast with great potential. If he was trained properly, his future achievements would be limitless, so she naturally had to care about her son's condition. Mom, my summoning system has reached the intermediate level, and the contract with Emperor Yan has been successful. Little Emperor and Xiao Tianju, please come in. Qin Chen shouted loudly, and Xiao Tianju and Xiao Dijuan, who were still playing in the garden, rushed in. Fortunately, he had not closed the door before, otherwise, the door would have been broken by these two little guys. The two little guys thought Qin Chen was going to give them snacks, so when they saw Qin Chen, they kept rubbing against him, thinking that the more they rubbed, the more snacks they would get. Chapter 64 Selling Demon Corpses. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, here it is. Being tickled by the two little guys, he immediately took out 2 earth spirit species fragments, a wind spirit species fragment and a thunder spirit species fragment, and fed them to the two little guys. Originally, he wanted to feed Xiao Tianju fragments of light spirit seeds, but the light resources in this world seemed to be under a dictatorship. Light spirit seeds were not available in many places. However, according to Xiao Tianju, there is a home made of light caves in the valley of the summoning plain where it is located. There is no shortage of light resources, so Qin Chen only needs to provide Xiao Tianju with wind and thunder resources and summoning magic energy. It's simple. In other words, he has a mine at home, which saves his master a lot of light resources. What two cute little guys. Both Xiao Tianju and Xiao Dijuan are the type who look very lovable and can charm thousands of girls regardless of their age. Li Yu is no exception. After saying that, he has already squeezed Qin Chen away and then takes care of himself. Touch this and that. At this time, Qin Chen told the two little guys through a contract not to resist, otherwise the snacks would be halved in the future. This made the two little guys who were impatient just now become docile. Not only does Li Yu like it, but even Qin Shuang looks envious. Each of these two contract beasts has unlimited potential. He is also a summoning mage, and he naturally has some research on contract beasts. Whether it is the little emperor is still a little pony, and he has grown up to be the top being in the monarch level, much more powerful than his contracted beast Qinying. Chinner, you have to take good care of Xiao Tianju and Xiao Dijuan. If you are short of money, tell your mother. She still has more than $1 billion in private money. Otherwise, ask your father for it. If he doesn't give it, you tell me, I have to give it even if I don't give it. Li Yu said dotingly, but in Qin Shuang's view, it was not doting at all, but murder. Doesn't she know that she has to rely on herself for everything, and she can't chew on the old, otherwise it will not be good for her future development. However, Qin Shuang only dared to say it in her heart, and she didn't dare to say it in front of her wife, otherwise he would have a hard time at night. Hearing this, the corners of Qin Chen's mouth twitched and he didn't know what to say. 1 billion or more. He didn't know that his mother, a magic researcher, had so much money and could easily say more than 1 billion. If it hadn't been for him, if you make a lot of money this time, you may actually ask for hundreds of millions. Now, as long as you sell those monster corpses, are you afraid of running out of money? Ahem, Chinner, you have to remember that if you want to become an outstanding mage, you must learn to be independent, learn to take responsibility, and more importantly, learn to make money to support your family. When you find a wife in the future, you can't let her support you. Have. Qin Shuang took the opportunity to talk a lot of truth. In a word, adults must learn to be financially independent and cannot rely on their parents. It is best not to ask them for money. Chinner, don't listen to your father. You reach out when you should reach out, and run home when you cause trouble. In China, we still have some respect. Not everyone can bully us. Li Yu glared at Qin Shuang angrily and warned him to talk less, otherwise his pocket money would be deducted. Seeing Li Yu's second warning, Qin Shuang really didn't dare to say anything anymore. It was only 3 times and there would be no good results the third time. After chatting with his parents for half an hour, he went back to his room to meditate. You cannot relax in cultivation. You must persevere every day. After doing gravity training the next day, he took a bath and had breakfast. When Xiao Tianju goes out, if nothing else, ever since he had Xiao Tianju, he has to take him with him when he goes out, and he doesn't even want to move his feet. After going out, he immediately dialed the phone number that his father Qin Shuang gave him yesterday. Hey, who's there? Hello, I am a businessman who wants to sell demon corpses. Mr. Qin Shuang recommended you to me. I would like to know if you have a harvesting address in the demon city. Yes, of course we do. Our reputable firms are open all over the country, and we are no exception in the Magic City. What is your surname? My surname is Wang. You can call me Boss Wang. Do you want to sell demon corpses in the Magic City? Yes. How much? What is the specific grade? When can transactions be conducted? Where is the location? My surname is Qin, and my location is in Pudong, the magical capital. The time is 12 noon today. There are about 1,000 of them, mainly servants and warriors. Of course, this is only a part. As for whether we can continue to cooperate in the future, that depends on the sincerity of the reputable firm. No problem, I'll be there on time at 12 o'clock. After the conversation, Qin Chen immediately rushed to Pudong new area and rented a large warehouse there. Because sea monsters invaded here all the year round, many warehouses were built here to store monster materials, corpses, etc., and came to once here. He put the corpses of all the monsters he had hunted in Boss City and some slave-level bull monster corpses into the warehouse, waiting for them to arrive. He is not afraid that the other party will take advantage of others. This is the person recommended to him by his father, and he must be reliable. The most important thing is that there are often people coming and going here, so he is not afraid of the other party taking action. At 11:30 noon, a middle-aged man wearing a black suit, with a beer belly and a height of 1.7 meters walked out of a blue Porsche sports car, followed closely by his bodyguards. There were only about 10 people like this. After seeing Qin Chen, they quickly walked towards him. Hello, my name is Wang Shu. Are you Mr. Qin who talked to me on the phone this morning? Wang Shu said politely after walking over. Hello, I'm Qin Tian. I'm the one who talked to you on the phone this morning. I want to inspect the goods first. Qin Chen said his pseudonym without blushing and went straight to the point without too much flattery. Okay, I like cheerful people like you, Mr. Qin Tian. When Wang Shu saw Qin Chen so young and so straightforward, he immediately felt good about him. As soon as the door of the warehouse was opened, a strong smell of blood came to the face. Both Qin Chen and Wang Shu were accustomed to this smell and there was no change, but the same could not be said for the bodyguards who followed behind. Some people even vomited on the spot. These are rat monsters and wolf monsters. The number is just more than what was said on the phone. Very good. You guys, hurry up and tell me how many monster corpses there are and what levels they are. Yes, remember everything clearly for me. After Wang Shu saw so many corpses, he happily said to his men behind him. Mr. Qin, let's go out first. We'll discuss the price after they finish counting. Wang Shu was in a good mood. With so many monster corpses, his commission would definitely be a lot, so his attitude towards Qin Chen became even more enthusiastic. Even now, he was already thinking about what kind of price he should give Qin Chen to keep him. This big customer, he has not forgotten that the other party said in the morning that this is only part of it, which means there are more later. If such customers cannot stay, it will be a huge loss. As for where these monster corpses come from, they never care about it, and they can't care about it. The other party can get so many monster corpses, which means that there is a powerful mage behind the other party, and they cannot offend them. Chapter 65 160 million. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boss, the numbers have been counted. There are 255 slave-level rat monsters, 55 slave-level rat monsters in the advanced stage, 263 wolf-type slave monsters, and 263 slave-level wolf monsters. There are 62 level wolf demons, 18 warrior-level wolf demons, and 422 slave-level bull demons. Half an hour later, Wang Shu's men revealed the results. Mr. Qin, do you think this quantity is correct? Wang Shu asked politely. Yeah, correct. Qin Chen nodded and said, in fact, he himself didn't know the exact number of these, he only knew a rough idea. but it didn't stop him from pretending. In that case, the number of slave-level rat monsters is 50,000, the number of slave-level rat monsters in the advancement stage is 75,000, the number of slave-level wolf monsters is 100,000, and the number of wolf monsters in the advancement stage is 10,000. 50,000, 1 million warrior-level wolf monsters, and 200,000 cow-type slave-level monsters, adding up to a total of 154,875,000, calculated as a whole number, a total of 160 million, how about it? Wang Shu did the math in his mind and said directly, hearing the number 160 million, Qin Chen's heart skipped a beat. In his expectation, it was only about 10 million, but he didn't expect that the price had increased 16 times. He really didn't expect the demon corpse. So valuable, in his memory, after the human mage killed the demon, he only took away the most precious materials from the demon and threw away all other parts. He thought that the demon's body was worthless and not worthy of the mage, but he did not expect that the result turned out to be so. I think it's Mr. Qin's first time in this business and he doesn't understand the market. In fact, although the price I offer is higher than that of his peers, it's not much higher. The corpse of a demon is worthless in the eyes of a mage. Because many mages will not walk around with demon corpses when they survive in the wild, which will attract more demons, and mages who can kill slave-level demons are not interested in 50,000 slave-level demon corpses at all. If you bring it with you, the gain outweighs the loss, that is the view of most mages. In fact, demon corpses have a relatively large effect on ordinary people and mages. The most direct one is the flesh of some demon corpses, some of which are edible by us humans. For example, Mr. Qin just took out the corpses of those bovine monsters can be eaten by humans after processing, and are good for human health. Those monster corpses that humans cannot eat can also be processed and made into resources that summoned beasts can eat. That is the food that summoned beasts eat daily. The reason why summoning mages burn money is because summoned beasts eat more food every day than humans are hundreds and thousands of times more expensive, because the food that summoned beasts eat is the product of processing materials from demons, so it is naturally expensive. Now, Mr. Qin, do you know why the demon corpses are so expensive? Another most important reason is that the demon corpses you brought, Mr. Qin, are very fresh, which is why I can pay so much money. If these corpses are all gone, if it smells bad for several days, the price will be reduced by at least 2 levels. After Wang Shu's explanation, he finally understood why the demon corpses were so expensive. It was because no mage would bring a large number of demon corpses back to the city. Firstly, they did not have such large storage magic equipment, and secondly, those powerful mages could not see it. The value of these monster corpses has caused the supply of monster corpses in the human world to exceed demand, which is why the price is so expensive, especially for ordinary people. Edible monster meat is the best ingredient, and rich people are willing to spend a lot of money to get it. Buy monster meat and eat it. That is to say, Qin Chen has such a large storage space to transport these monster corpses back to the city, and after entering the storage space, time stops. Even if he stays in it for a year, when he takes it out again, these corpses will look just like dead. Thank you, Boss Wang, for your guidance. 160 million, deal done. Qin Chen said with a smile on his face. Okay, I'll transfer the money to Mr. Qin right now. After saying that, Wang Shu didn't delay and directly transferred the money to Qin Chen's bank card in person. I wonder if there is a person in charge of the credible trading company's purchase of demon corpses in Lanyang City. After seeing the payment information, Qin Chen continued to talk about the second business. In order not to attract the attention of interested people, he did not plan to do it in the Magic City. Instead, he moved to Lanyang City, which is his father's territory. Safer. Of course, it's a coincidence. My hometown is Lanyang City. Mr. Qin wants to conduct a second transaction in Lanyang City. Wang Shu asked expectantly. What he wanted was to establish long-term cooperation and care with Qin Chen, and it came all at once. That's right, 3 days later at 12 o'clock at noon, east of Lanyang City, we will conduct a second transaction. This time, the number of warrior-level and slave-level bovine demon corpses is even greater than this time. Boss Wang will have to bring more subordinates when the time comes. Qin Chen said with a smile, don't rush the matter, it will take a few days, otherwise it will be easy to make people suspicious. Okay, I will arrive on time. I hope we can have a happy cooperation. Wang Shu stretched out his hand and said politely, happy to work with. After Qin Chen shook hands with Wang Shu, he left here in an excited mood. He suddenly made 160 million. He was so happy that he wanted to buy more things to calm down his panic. Boss, do you need to investigate? After Qin Chen left, the bodyguard who followed Wang Shu asked. No, there's someone behind him. We can't afford to offend him. Just trade with him with peace of mind. Anyway, we won't suffer a loss and can still make a lot of money. Wang Shu took action to stop his men. When he came out to trade with Qin Chen, the senior management of the credible trading company personally called him and said that the transaction must be fair and must not be deceived. The source of the goods must not be traced, let alone him. He is not a fool, and even the top management doesn't want to touch the information of the person who is trading. If he tries to touch it, wouldn't he be seeking death? With money in his pocket, he immediately bought some fragments of the Wind Spirit Seed, the Thunder Spirit Seed, the Earth Spirit Seed and a Galaxy Vein. In the blink of an eye, all 160 million was spent. The earlier I buy it, the more I can earn. Fortunately, I have unlimited space to make money from the corpses of demons. Otherwise, I really wouldn't be able to raise several children. Qin Chen couldn't help but sigh, the current prices are relatively stable and relatively low. If we wait until the Kraken invades in the future, the prices will be basically 2 or 3 times as high as now. If we don't take advantage of the low prices to buy more and accumulate more resources now, then by then if the money depreciates in the future, wouldn't it be a loss? The 2 children he currently raises are both big consumers. They consume at least 1 spiritual seed fragment every day, and at least 1 spiritual seed fragment every half month. The more they eat, the more they can even eat 3 times as much. Anyway, the more the better. If an ordinary person would eat it early, I was so destitute by these 2 little guys, it was only at this time that he discovered how awesome his wand and sword was. Just an infinite space had already made him a lot of money, and his other abilities were even more terrifying. P.S. Readers who like this book can vote for recommendation or invest in this book at Qidian. Thank you. Chapter 66 Forging Armor and Magical Equipment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After buying the resources, we set off for the Qingtian hunting house. The petite Lolita, with her innocent twin tails and her cute little feet dangling in the air, was the little spirit sitting in front of the door reading a book and drinking milk tea. Spirit. Are you here for a commission? The starting price is 1 million. We will not accept small commissions below 1 million. Lingling said without raising her head. The clear voice was very pleasant, but the price of 1 million was simply ridiculously high for ordinary people. Lingling, why didn't I know that the starting price of Qingtian Hunting Institute's commission tasks has become so high? Qin Chen stepped forward and rubbed his ponytails and said in surprise, I remember it used to start at 300,000, but now it has increased to 1 million, which is outrageous. It's not because you're such a picky guy that you won't accept a reward of less than 1 million. Lingling heard the familiar voice and that hateful claw. She immediately raised her little hand and slapped away the claw that was ravaging her ponytail. She said angrily that it was precisely because of Qin Chen's pickiness that Ling had to raise the starting price of the commission. Now Qin Chen and Ling were the only ones doing missions at Qingtian Hunting Institute. Only Ling was in charge of the commissions from Qingtian Hunting Institute. Old Man Bao had already retired. Why should I accept that kind of small reward? It's a waste of time and no money. Hearing this, it turned out that this was all Qin Chen's own fault. Did you go to Bo City? Ling stared at Qin Chen and asked. Ling, how did you know? Qin Chen looked at Lingling's eyes that were sure he was going to Bo City. He really didn't know how she knew his whereabouts. I don't know your whereabouts, but I know Xiao Tianju. After the incident in Bo City, there was news of a white horse hero. It was rumored that this white horse hero rode a white horse mount, like a hero falling from the sky, and saved countless people in Bo City. The white horse also had a pair of purple and green wings that could soar into the sky. With the unremitting fighting of the white horse hero and the military mage, the winged wolf was finally driven out of Bo City, allowing humanity to win. Lingling put her small computer directly over, and Qin Chen finally knew what was going on. After the outbreak in Bo City, it caused a nationwide sensation. Many people in the country were very concerned about what happened, and Qin Chen's naturally, his glorious deeds were unearthed and spread, and they all made the headlines of the central news. Fortunately, those people did not publish his name and photos, otherwise Qin Chen would be in trouble. Humph, even if you don't even ask me to go to Bo City, maybe I can help you capture the Black Vatican. Xiao Lingling said dissatisfiedly that if she were in Bo City, she would be able to catch those black church members in minutes and prevent the disaster in Bo City from happening. What an exciting thing it would be, but she didn't catch up. Ahem, Lingling, I was invited to visit Bo City at the beginning. I didn't know that a crazy guy like the Black Church would do such a cruel thing. Qin Chen said with an innocent face. Although he knew that the Black Vatican would do this, he was not strong enough and no one believed what he said. It's Qin Chen, come in and talk. Old Man Bao's voice came from inside. After hearing what Old Man Bao said, Qin Chen and Lingling both walked in. I don't know if it was his misunderstanding, but they always felt that something was wrong with the way Old Bao looked at them. I've heard everything about you. You did a good job this time. You are young and promising, and you are responsible. Not bad. Old Man Bao gave a rare compliment. I just did what I thought I should do. Qin Chen said calmly. Not bad, neither arrogant nor impetuous. Old Man Bao was very satisfied with this. By the way, Old Man Bao, do you know who is better at forging armored magic tools in the Magic City? I was lucky enough to pick up a good piece of monarch-level alien scale. I want to forge it into armored magic tools, but I don't know where to find him. Who will forge it? When Qin Chen saw Old Man Bao, he immediately thought of the diamond dragon scale in his own space. This was a monarch-level material. Ordinary blacksmiths couldn't melt it, let alone forge it. Old Man Bao's identity was unknown. It's simple. He has a wide network of connections. If you don't use it, I really feel sorry for my status as a hunter at Qingtian hunting station. Hearing this, Lingling rolled her eyes, picked it up. You're lying to a child. Why hasn't she seen a monarch-level alien scale when she went out? Not to mention a monarch-level one, she hasn't even picked up a slave-level alien scale. Not everyone can forge monarch-level scales. There is an old friend I know on the Pearl Magic Tower. His name is Huatuo. I will write you a letter of introduction. You can take it to Huatuo. That's fine, but he has a weird temper, so whether you can let him help you forge magic armor or not depends on your own ability. Old Man Bao didn't say anything and wrote a letter directly to Qin Chen. Thank you, Old Man Bao, I'll go right away. After getting the letter of introduction, Qin Chen immediately wanted to forge his own magical armor. Now, except for a wand sword and Suzaku wings, he had no other magical equipment at all. He was so shabby. Magical armor like this could save his life. It is impossible to live without some magical equipment. Among the disciples of those big families, who doesn't have a few pieces of armored magic equipment? After getting the letter of introduction and having a meal at Qingtian hunting station, I went to the Pearl Magic Tower. With the letter of introduction from Old Man Bao, I quickly found the location of Huatuo in the Pearl Magic Tower. It was a large and luxurious room. There is a reception hall in front of the large room. In the Dragon Kingdom, the two most famous magic holy places are the Magic Tower of the Imperial Capital and the Pearl Magic Tower of the Magic Capital. Being able to have a private room here means that Huatuo is in the Pearl Magic Tower has a very high status. Hello, I was introduced by Old Man Bao from Qingtian Hunting Center to Master Huatua to make magic armor. Is Master Huatua here? Qin Chen came to Huatuo's reception hall and saw a man in the reception hall, so he walked over and asked. Hello, I am Master Huatuo's new disciple. My name is Li Junnan. My master is indeed here, but not everyone can see my master. After Li Junnan saw Qin Chen's young appearance, he couldn't help but said, in his opinion, how could Qin Chen alarm his master at such a young age? My elders are friends of Master Huatua, and I even brought a letter of introduction. Qin Chen looked at the guy in front of him who had high ambitions but low power. He just didn't want to pay attention to him because he was young. He would not get used to such a person, so he directly came out like an elder and took out the letter of introduction that Old Man Bao had. I'll send the letter of introduction to my master for you. If my master doesn't want to see you, it's none of my business. Sure enough, although Li Junnan looked down on others, he was not very courageous. Now that he knew that Qin Chen was a person with a background, he immediately relented and went in to report. Didn't I tell you not to come in and disturb me if you have nothing to do? Master, there is someone outside who said that his elder is your friend, and he also brought a letter of introduction. I don't have 1,000 or 800 friends. Do I have to personally receive their juniors when they come? Then why do I need you to come? Huh? Why don't you bring me the letter quickly, you idiot? Give. It turns out that Old Man Bao introduced us here, huh? Sovereign level alien scale. Quick, where is he? Invite me in quickly, idiot. Yes, yes. I'll go right away. Sure enough, Old Man Bao was right. Huatuo's temper was really bad. He could hear it clearly from so far away. Chapter 67 Selling Armor and Magical Equipment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My teacher wants you to come in. Li Junnan, who had just been trained, had unhappiness written all over his face, and his eyes towards Qin Chen became even more dissatisfied. It was because of Qin Chen that he was trained by his teacher. It was strange that he had a good face. Qin Chen was not surprised by Li Junnan's dissatisfaction. He walked in directly without even looking at Li Junnan. He was completely different from the polite person he had just been. Li Junnan was even more dissatisfied with Qin Chen. Qin Chen has never paid attention to Li Junnan's attitude. The more this kind of person pays attention, the more proud he will be. You are the hunter from Old Man Bao, right? After Qin Chen came in, Huatua slowly put down the teacup, looked neither sad nor happy, and said in a calm voice. He looked like an outsider. If he hadn't heard Huatua scolding his disciples before, he was really deceived by Huatuo's appearance. Junior Qin Chen has met Master Huatua. I went to the Magic City to find several outstanding magic armor forgers before. They all said that they couldn't forge the materials in the hands of this junior. In the end, it was Old Man Bao who recommended Master Huatua to me. It is Master Huatua who has the ability to perfectly forge the materials in my hands into magical armor. After Qin Chen came up, he said respectfully that even if he knew the other person's temper, he still had to pat him down when it was time to flatter him. Well, Old Man Bao is right. Those guys are not as good at my craftsmanship as mine. With my soul fire and soul thunder combined with my years of experience and talent, I am one of the top people in the forging of armored magic tools. All kinds of difficult and complicated diseases, boy, take out your materials and let me see what kind of materials can make those old guys helpless and have to ask me to take action. Huatua said proudly, I am the second best in the world and no one dares to claim the first place. Master Huatua, this is the material brought by this junior, please take a look. Qin Chen took out the scales of the Vajra dragon ox. Among other things, this scale was really big, much larger than Qin Chen's whole body. After all, the size of the Vajra dragon ox was very huge. In addition, the surface of the scales shines like diamonds, which makes the scales even more precious. Okay, it is indeed a monarch-level alien scale. It is indestructible and has special power. More importantly, such a large alien scale can definitely create more than one set of armored magic equipment. Huotuo originally looked like an outsider, but when he saw this strange scale, his true colors were revealed immediately. His eyes were like seeing his long-lost granddaughter. He immediately took the strange scale and used the ice silk cloth he carefully placed it underneath, fearing that the scales would be contaminated by a trace of dust. Master Huotuo, with your ability, you can definitely forge this fast scale into the most outstanding magical armor. When do you think this will be completed? Qin Chen saw the way Huotuo looked at the rare treasure and knew that it was done. Ahem, there must be no problem with forging. With my strength, wouldn't it be simple to forge materials of this level? However, my current orders are all scheduled for next year. As he spoke, Huotuo felt a little guilty, but there was an inexplicable luster in his eyes. Master Huotuo, it's okay. I can wait until next year to pick up the goods. When Qin Chen saw Huotuo's look, he didn't know that this matter was not that simple, but he just didn't follow common sense. He said he didn't have enough time, right? Okay, I'll come back next year. Anyway, I have plenty of time. You have to be mentally prepared for the cost. After all, this is a monarch-level material. It takes a lot of effort to forge it, so the price is naturally more expensive. Seeing that the other party was not fooled, Huotuo continued. It's okay. I asked Master Huotuo about the price of forging before I came here. Generally speaking, it is 20 million. I will give you double it now, 40 million. Qin Chen said with a wealthy look. The price you are asking about is an ordinary price. You must know that this is a monarch-level alien scale. The price is naturally not comparable to ordinary prices. It costs at least 100 million. Also, this is a monarch-level alien scale. Armored magic equipment can only be worn by super-level mage. You are only an intermediate-level mage now, so I'm afraid you won't be able to wear it even if you make it. When Huotuo saw Qin Chen's stubbornness, he was almost angry to death. Why is this kid so difficult to deal with and he just won't let go? It's okay, it's only 100 million. I can afford it. Anyway, my parents are super mages. Even if I can't wear it, I can be filial to my parents, or I can wear it when I become a super mage in the future. Anyway, Qin Chen just can't get enough oil and salt. My little friend, Old Man Bao and I are good friends. There must be more than one set of armored magic tools made by Yilin like you. Why don't you sell me one? That at this time, Huotuo still didn't know that this kid was pretending to understand with him, just waiting for him to speak. However, for the sake of his granddaughter, he still put aside this old face. Master Huotuo, tell me, if you use all your strength to build the best armor and magical equipment for this Yilin, how many sets can you build with the remaining materials? Qin Chen now understood what the other party meant, but this material was rare, and he didn't want to give it away so inexplicably. After I have tried my best to build a set of all-round defensive armored magic equipment, if I add the materials from my private collection, the remaining materials should be able to create 4 second-class armored magic equipment, Huotuo said truthfully. I can agree to sell you a set of armored magic tools to Master Huotuo, but the price for making the armored magic tools is too much. Since there are so many armors left and I can't wear them all myself, it's okay to sell a set to the other party. Anyway, the other party is also a famous person, so it would be good to make friends with him. Don't worry, I'll make it for you for free. Time to create good armor and magic equipment. Don't worry, it will be all built for you within 3 months. What should I do if I have to wait until I can wear the magical armor I created? Don't worry, I will add restrictions to your armored magic equipment. You can wear it as long as you reach a high level. However, at this time, the armored magic equipment can only exert less than 10% of its defense power. Wait until you reach a super level. Once I unblock it here, I will be able to exert the full effect of the magic armor immediately. Then what are you going to buy for this magical armor? Let's agree first, I don't want money. Money is just a number to me. Then what do you want? Earth, wind, thunder, and fire soul seeds are all fine, and the galaxy veins are also fine. If it doesn't work, I don't mind if you give me a star sea and sky vein. Fuck, you're taking this opportunity to blackmail me. Master Huatua, you have to speak with your conscience. Why did I blackmail you? I sold you the armored magic equipment with good intentions. Can't I still charge a fee? Then you received too much, not to mention that I added the ingredients myself. If it doesn't work, I will give you money and you can buy it yourself, okay? No, what I don't lack most is money. What do I need the money for? We agreed to exchange things for things, and the money doesn't count. I don't have a soul seed. If I had, I would have sold it or given it away. The Xinghai Tianmai will also work. Fart, can you get this kind of thing in exchange for just a piece of magic armor? That's none of my business. Anyway, I've put the conditions here. It's your business whether you can change them or not. A galaxy vein. Do you think I'm a beggar? You want to exchange for my armored magic equipment made of monarch-level aliens? I need at least 50. Do you understand the market? Do you know what 50 galactic veins are? I'll give you 2 at most. 50, no less. You don't know how to bargain. Who would directly ask for such a high price? 3 at most. If it doesn't work, I won't buy it. After 10 minutes of bargaining, the two finally settled on the price. 4 Galaxy Meridians bought one of Qin Chen's armored magic tools. The current number of Galaxy Meridians is only 120 million at most. For his almost 500 million, it can be said that this is already a very high price. Master Huatua, I'm sorry to bother you. I'll come back when you've finished building it. Qin Chen walked out of Huatuo's private room with a smile. Go, 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 I'm annoyed when I see you, Huatua said angrily, it really hurt to be bargained this time. Not only did he not get paid for the construction, but he also had to pay for 4 galactic veins. It was a loss to his grandma's family. When had Huatua ever eaten so much? Loss. If it weren't for his granddaughter, I wouldn't be so angry. Chapter 68 Tang Yue's Invitation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After finishing the matter of the armored magic equipment, he has been calming down to practice these days. After all, his current cultivation level is a bit low. The space system is intermediate level 2, the fire system, plant system and summoning system are all intermediate level 1, and the sound system is intermediate level 1. At the 3rd level of the elementary level, this kind of cultivation is indeed very strong for his peers, but it is not strong enough for Qin Chen himself. Next, he would sell demon corpses at regular intervals, and then use the money he got to buy wind, thunder, earth, fire spiritual seeds and soul seeds, as well as galaxy veins. In short, he would use his hands to the money he bought turned into resources, leaving only 300 million in his hands as pocket money. If the demon city didn't have it, let Zhao Manyan help buy it. Zhao Manyan is an expert in this aspect. Zhao's shadow can be found all over the country and even in many places in the world. Buying things is absolutely no problem. In addition to practicing, he just accompanies Munujiao, and occasionally goes to Qingtian hunting station to take on small tasks and take Lingling out to play. Otherwise, Lingling, a restless little guy, will definitely not give him a good look. He even sent samples of Xiao Tianju and Xiao Dijuan Qin Chen to Lingling's house. He was busy practicing. Xiao Dijuan and Xiao Tianju were both children in nature. They only needed to eat and eat to continue to grow. Therefore, Qin Chen would not keep them locked up, but let them go outside to play with Lingling. Anyway, the 3 of them are children and it is easy for them to play together. This quiet time of practice was quickly interrupted by a phone call. Looking at the familiar phone note, Qin Chen pressed the answer button, and a charming voice came from the phone. Little brother, have you ever thought about your sister? Although he had already guessed it, he couldn't help but feel numb when he heard the voice that tempted the young man to commit crime. It was so simple that it could make people angry even through the phone. Sister Tang Yue, I miss you every day. Then my sister has a favor and she needs help from her little brother. I think my little brother won't refuse, right? This time, it became even more sultry. Even through the phone, he could hear the tone that wanted to swallow him and melt in his mouth. It was hard to resist. I have to help my sister no matter what. Where is my sister? I'm going to find you now. Qin Chen swallowed his saliva and replied immediately. I'm in a remote town in Hangzhou. I'll send you my mobile phone address and address later. You have to come over quickly. The mature and sexy voice made Qin Chen want to fly over to find him right now. Don't worry, I'll be there right away. Qin Chen immediately summoned back Xiao Tianju and Xiao Tianju and rushed to Hangzhou. Hangzhou was very close to Shanghai, and the suburbs of the two cities almost intersected, so he soon followed the instructions on his mobile phone and came to a place called. When he found out that the place called Playing Town was called Playing Town, he recalled that things had already developed to this point in time. Walking into Yujian Inn, he immediately saw the mature and sexy beauty sitting by the window. She was wearing a pair of black silk stockings with straight and round legs, an amazing S-shaped curvature figure, and a pair of plump and firm jade rabbits, delicate and charming. Her face exudes a mature charm. She is simply the object of every teenager's fantasy. Sister Tang Yue, you are becoming more and more beautiful. After seeing Tang Yue, Qin Chen stepped forward to say hello generously, but his eyes were normal and not dirty at all. My little brother is getting stronger and stronger, and he has become the white horse hero of Bo City. Tang Yue's enchanting eyes looked at the approaching Qin Chen with a smile, and she habitually moved the hair that fell in front to the back. Sister praised me. I wonder what kind of trouble my sister encountered this time. Qin Chen said with a smile, admiring the mature sister in front of him. You should also know my sister's identity, right? Tang Yue picked up the teacup in front of the table and took a sip from her lips. Her plump and red upper lip even left a little light red inside the teacup. Members of the Judgment Council, execution mages who specialize in catching some heinous people. Qin Chen said with an undeniable smile that since Tang Yue had said it, there was no need for him to pretend to be confused. That's right, as you said, when I went to Bo City, I wanted to pursue the Black Vatican and find out the Black Vatican's conspiracy. Unfortunately, I found clues at that time and wanted to go back to confirm, but I didn't have time to find out the Black Vatican's conspiracy. The Holy See's conspiracy was exposed and their plan was allowed to succeed, which caused Bo to suffer such a disaster. Tang Yue said with some remorse that if she could have collected enough clues, she might have been able to see through the Black Vatican's conspiracy, and the disaster in Bo City would not have happened. Sister Tang Yue, you don't have to blame yourself. This is all because the Black Vatican has hidden it too deeply. I don't blame you. By the way, let's not talk about the Black Vatican. What's the reason why you came to me this time? Qin Chen changed the topic. Well, this time I am also on a mission to capture a murderer. His name is Chao He. Although I have caught up with him, I am afraid that he will escape, so I want to ask you to come over and help me capture him. He is very cunning and has escaped many pursuits from the tribunal before. To be on the safe side, I called you here. This time, we must not let him escape again. Tang Yue said seriously. What's the other party's cultivation level? Qin Chen asked curiously. The other party is an intermediate mage. Tang Yue replied. That's no problem. I'm here and I guarantee that I won't let Chao He escape. Don't worry. Qin Chen patted his chest and promised that Chao Guo would not be able to defeat him. What we have to do now is to track him first and not alert him. This place used to be called Playing Water Town, but now for some reason the high temperature suddenly does not drop, leading to a cut-off of drinking water, dry land, reduced harvests, and farmers suffering. This is not man-made, it is a natural disaster, and it is very possible there is some kind of treasure being nurtured, and Chao He came to Shishui town for this reason. As long as we follow this point, we will definitely find an opportunity to catch him. When Tang Yue started talking about the mission, she appeared to be extremely serious, completely opposite to the way she flirted with him just now, but the charming and sexy nature revealed in her seriousness gave people a different feeling. Sister Tang Yue, if you ask me to catch people, I'm good at knocking them down. But if you want me to follow him, that won't work. I haven't awakened the shadow system. If I follow him like this, I will be discovered. Yes. Qin Chen looked at Tang Yue Dao with a smile on his face. The meaning couldn't be more obvious. You have awakened the shadow system, so you should take me to follow you. Don't worry, my sister has the shadow system, so I guarantee that he won't find us. Tang Yue, who was on a mission, did not notice the hidden meaning of Qin Chen's smile. As she spoke, Tang Yue took Qin Chen's hand, and the two of them disappeared directly into the shadows. P.S. Readers who like this book can vote for recommendation or invest in this book at Qidian. Thank you. Chapter 69 Chao He. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tang Yue has an intermediate first-level cultivation level in the shadow system. If he wants to bring people to escape, they need to be very close to each other. Otherwise, the shadow cannot cover the two of them, cannot escape into the shadow, and cannot cover the aura. Tang Yue and Qin Chen followed Chao Gu in stealth mode. When they learned that the other party wanted to go to the swimming town, they immediately followed him. But suddenly, Chao He seemed to notice something and turned around to look behind him. At this time, Tang Yue, who had quick hands and quick eyes, directly pulled Qin Chen to the first floor and disappeared under the shadow of the big tree next to him. A rose-like body fragrance hit his nostrils, and his smooth and soft body gave him a different experience. Huddled together under this big tree, their behavior was extremely ambiguous, which made Qin Chen's mind begin to flutter. After Chao He took a look that no one was following him, he quickly headed upstream to the water town. Chao Gu was not the only one who learned that there was something strange in Shishui town. The first person to arrive was a team of hunters from nearby. But not long after, another team came. They were members of the Oriental family, which is famous for its fire system in China. People, as soon as the two parties met, they began to be wary of each other, because they were all here to hunt for treasures. If there was an extra party, even if the treasure was found in the end, they would still get half of the other party's share. This was unacceptable to them. Pan Xiong, get out of here. The spiritual seed that our Dongfang family wants is not something you, the savage hunting group, can grab. Be careful if you snatch it with your life, or take it with your life. Humph, your Dongfang family is just showing off its power in the city. We are not in the city now. If you want to steal our spiritual seeds, you have to die to do so. The two sides started fighting whenever they disagreed. This is not a city. Although it belongs to the safe world, it is deserted and there are no witnesses around. This is not much different from the wild. In the wild, even if it is also a human being, it cannot be trusted because it is not uncommon for people to massacre the same human beings for profit. In a word, the law of the jungle preys on the strong, and there is no distinction between races. There are 5 mid-level mages from the Dongfang family, and there are 10 people in the hunter group, including 3 mid-level mages and 7 elementary mages. The people from the Dongfang family are even better. The 5 of them join forces and quickly defeat the hunter group. They suppress them and seize the opportunity to defeat them in one fell swoop. In the end, they had no choice but to give up their spiritual seeds and choose to retreat. The Dongfang family did not choose to kill them all and let the members of the hunter group leave. However, people like the Dongfang family didn't know that the mantis was flapping at the cicada and the oriole was behind them, and the 2 oriole were staring at them. One of them was just victorious when the people from the Dongfang family wanted to get the fire spiritual seed. And stood up. Thank you for helping to get rid of those annoying flies. This thing belongs to me. A cold voice came from the side of Dongfang family, which immediately made the faces of Dongfang family members extremely gloomy. They never expected that someone was hiding nearby, and it was only now that they jumped out to pick fruits. Who are you? How dare you come to rob our Dongfang family? Dongfang Jun cursed loudly. As a member of the Dongfang family, he was treated with respect wherever he went. But today, he was provoked twice in a row. If it were not for the lack of magic power now, he would have hit him with a fierce fist. Past. My name? That's fine. I'll let you know it before you die. Maybe you've heard of my name, Chao. At this time, Chao took off the tennis cap on his head, revealing an evil face. The brand on his forehead clearly showed that he was a person sentenced to death by the trial. Chao, you are the murderer Chao. At this time, someone from the Dongfang family recognized Chao, pointed at Chao in horror and said, the reason why he knew the name Chao was because there was also a girl from the Dongfang family who was brutally murdered by Chao. It turns out there are still people in the Dongfang family who know me. That's great. You can go and die. The well of evil spiders, Soul Eater. At this time, Chao he suddenly laughed strangely. He was stalling for time, waiting for the curse magic he arranged to take effect. Sure enough, this group of people did not realize the existence of the curse magic and easily fell into the curse trap. Once they want to connect to the star track or star map, an evil spider will appear in the spiritual world, interfering and preventing them from connecting to the star track or star map. At the same time, the spider will continue to eat away at the soul of the cursed person until he is cursed and dies. It can be said that the curse system is extremely evil. It was once banned by the Magic Association and was called evil forbidden magic. It was only later that it was slowly accepted by the public, but the Magic Association still imposed various restrictions on the curse system because it was too vicious and lethal. Once it was attacked, not even the healing mage could cure it, because many curse systems where it directly damages the soul, and most healing mages cannot heal the injuries on the soul. Damn it, it's actually a curse type, run. After seeing their own situation, the people from the Dongfang family ran away without thinking. The curse system was too terrifying. Once they were hit, they would almost be defeated. Still want to run away? You underestimate me, Chao he. Now that I'm here, let's stay. Chao he showed a bloodthirsty smile. His curse system had reached the second level of the intermediate level and was extremely powerful. The curse spider began to exert its power, and the spider silk wrapped around the Dongfang family began to continuously absorb their souls. In a moment, several members of the Dongfang family lost their ability to resist. I didn't expect it to be a spiritual seed. The spiritual seed rose flame. As long as I absorb the rose flame, my fire element will definitely increase sharply. Even the trial will not dare to trouble me. Seeing the people from the Dongfang family falling down, Chao he did not continue to waste time on them. Instead, he came to the location of the treasure nearby and found the rose-colored flame. He excitedly began to absorb the energy in it, hoping to use the spirit seeds the power is incorporated into his own fire nebula. He actually succeeded first. I'll stop him, and you'll be responsible for supporting me from behind. Seeing those members of the Dongfang family lying down and Chao who was absorbing spiritual seeds, Tang Yue, as a judge, immediately felt that she had been seriously provoked and was very angry, but she did not lose her mind because of this. Instead, he made the most correct choice. After saying that, Tang Yue stood in front of Tang Yue and began to connect with the shadow system stars. He opened his hands and an illusory black giant nail appeared in front of the raised jade rabbits on his chest. In the blink of an eye, the giant nail disappeared into Tang Yue's arms. Submerged into the shadows, nailing towards Chao He's bright shadow. Suddenly, Chao He, who was still enjoying the infusion of spiritual seeds, suddenly felt as if someone had pinned his body and soul, making him unable to move. The progress of absorbing the spiritual seeds had to be stopped. He knew that he had been plotted. The one who can plot against him is the female judge who has been chasing him. Chao, if you dare to continue killing people today, I will arrest you on behalf of the trial and let you suffer the death penalty to comfort the innocent people you killed. After the giant shadow nail pinned Chao He, Tang Yue walked out generously. Chapter 70 Tang Yue is tricked. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It turns out it's you. After chasing me for so long, I should have thought that you would stop me today. I specially prepared good supplements for you. I wonder if you noticed it. After hearing Tang Yue's voice, Chao Hefei was not afraid. and even had a lewd smile on his face, as if he was not bound but free now, and was not afraid that Tang Yue would kill him at this time. Humph, no matter how much you say today, it won't change the fact that you were arrested. Tang Yue realized that Chao he was stalling for time, so she didn't intend to give him a chance. She immediately started to connect to the fire star map, hoping to kill Chao he with one blow. Even if she couldn't capture him alive, she couldn't keep him alive. Huh, you want to kill me? That's impossible. Maybe, in the future, I will be charged with another crime, that is, killing the judge and raping the judge, hee. At this time, a cloud of mist enveloped Chao He's head, obscuring the sunlight around him. Chao Gu took the opportunity to break free from the shackles of the giant shadow nail and regain his freedom. At the same time, Tang Yuegang wanted to connect to Xingzi. Seeing this scene, she subconsciously disconnected Xingzi. She wanted to guard against Chao He's sneak attack. Didn't I just tell you that I would add some supplements to you? Now, are you starting to feel dry mouth, shortness of breath, hot body, and you really want to pounce on me to relieve your cravings? Hey, I knew you were following me, so I gave you something good to nourish Yin and blood. After hearing Chao He's words, Tang Yue instantly became aware of her own condition. It was exactly the same as what Chao He said. As a mature woman, of course she knew what all these symptoms were. She suppressed the feeling in her body and tried her best to get rid of the symptoms as quickly as possible. Connecting to the fire system star map at such a speed, even if she dies, she will never let the other party succeed. Go to hell. But when Chao He saw Tang Yue connecting to the star map, he subconsciously wanted to stop it, but Tang Yue's speed of connecting to the star map was so fast that he had no time to stop him and could only quickly put on his precious magic armor. Sparrow Flame, Fierce Fist 9 palaces. That I saw Tang Yue clenching her fist, and the flames all over her body burst into flames. The billowing fire rushed straight into the sky. She bent her bow on one knee, and the fire increased to a higher level. The moment she hit the ground with her fist, the cracked ground with a radius of 100 meters suddenly a huge pillar of fire burst out from underneath. The pillar of fire jumped up like a swallowing whale. It was not just a pillar of fire. The next moment, 8 identical pillars of fire also burst out. The 9 pillars of fire complemented each other, forming I have made a picture of the 9 palaces of flames. Anyone caught in the 9 palaces of flames will be mercilessly burned and impacted by the flames. Sure enough, cultivation is strength. This sentence is absolutely correct. A level 3 fiery fist cannot be compared to a level 1 fiery fist. Qin Chen couldn't help but sigh when he looked at the domineering vermilion flames, the 9 palace diagram covering an area of 100 meters, and the hot and domineering Tang Yue among them. It is about 20 meters, but the 3rd level fierce fist directly covers a radius of 100 meters, and its power is even more powerful than the 1st level fierce fist. It is not in the same dimension at all. Chao He was completely hit by the 3rd level fierce fist, but when the flames dissipated, Chao He's figure was still standing, but the armor and magic equipment on his body were falling off piece by piece. The super fierce fist directly destroyed one of his expensive armored magic tools. Don't worry, I will play with your body for 3 years to make up for the loss of my magical armor. Chao He's gloomy face was dripping with gloom. He had spent countless prices to get this magical armor, and now it was ruined by the woman in front of him. If he couldn't vent enough on her, he would never abandon her. Don't even think about it. Seeing that Chao He was not dead, Tang Yue immediately wanted to continue connecting to the star map, but found that the feeling in her body made it difficult for her to calm down and connect to the star map. She even lost the strength to stand and could only collapse to the ground. Don't worry, I won't let you die so quickly. Chao He walked towards the limp Tang Yue step by step and said with a smile, looking at Chao He walking step by step, Tang Yue felt very powerless and frightened in her heart. Her body was now starting to become weak, and the medicine was constantly taking effect, causing her reason to be overwhelmed and her heart to become thirsty and unbearable. If it was true, if caught by Chao He, she would rather commit suicide immediately than fall into Chao He's hands and let him play with her body. However, she still has hope now, and that is Qin Chen whom she called. Qin Chen has a warrior-level summoned beast, and he can escape with her even if he cannot defeat Chao He, so she does not feel much despair in her heart, but what she didn't know was that as the saying goes, you have just left the wolf's den and entered the tiger's den again. Space rhythm compression. A diamond-shaped silver space enveloped Xiaohe, who was walking towards Tang Yue. Xiaohe thought that only Tang Yue was following him, but he didn't expect that there was another person hiding in the dark. When he knew that he was being attacked, he immediately took out Get Your Own Water Shield. Ah! However, the water shield only blocks the space pressure in one direction. In this diamond-shaped space, it has the power of all-round space compression. Xiaohe, who has a mortal body and does not have the armor to protect his body, was instantly squeezed to the point where his internal organs moved. Miserable. Damn it, he's actually a space mage. Xiaohe endured the intense pain and wanted to break out of this space compression range. He knew very well that the space mage was so powerful that if he didn't break free, he would die. Space mages have a great advantage in terms of mage hostility. Unlike monsters, human mages have unparalleled defense. Once there is no magic armor, even a mid-level magic hit can severely damage or even kill high-level mages. What's more, not to mention this all-round space compression power, a slave-level demon falling into it would not be able to hold on for 3 seconds and would die. Still want to run? What a beautiful idea. Upon seeing this, Qin Chen immediately increased the space pressure. Ah! In the last scream, Chao He was squeezed to death, and even his body was unrecognizable.